A Chinese state-sponsored advanced persistent threat, that is APT, called Black Tech was caught modifying router firmware on Cisco routers to maintain stealthy persistence and pivot from international subsidiaries to corporate headquarters. Welcome to Varindia News Hour. The NSA and FBI warned that a Chinese state-sponsored APT called Black Tech is hacking into network edge devices and using firmware implants to silently hop around the corporate networks of the US and Japanese companies. The attackers used a variety of methods to exploit the Cisco routers, including number 1, exploiting vulnerabilities in the Cisco iOS firmware. Number 2, using social engineering techniques to trick victims into installing malicious firmware. Number 3, replacing legitimate firmware with malicious firmware. Once the attackers had compromised a router, they would use it to launch further attacks on the network, such as stealing data or installing malware on other devices. After gaining an initial foothold into the target network and gaining administrator access to network edge devices, Black Tech cyber attackers often modify the firmware to hide their activity across the edge devices to further maintain persistence in the network, the agency warned. To extend their foothold across an organization, the Black Tech attackers target bench routers, typically smaller appliances used at remote branch offices to connect to a corporate headquarters, and abuse the trusted relationship of the branch routers within the corporate network being targeted. The attackers then use the compromised public-facing branch routers as part of their infrastructure for proxying traffic, blending in with corporate network traffic, and pivoting to other victims on the same corporate network. The attacker has traditionally used custom malware, dual-use tools, and living off the land tactics, such as disabling logging on routers to conceal their operations. Cisco has released security patches to address the vulnerabilities that were exploited by Black Tech. However, it is important to note that attackers are constantly developing new methods of exploitation, so it is important to keep your software up to date and to implement best practices for security. Let's look into today's headlines. Cognizant names ex-Wipro finance chief Jatin Dalal as CFO. Former Wipro Chief Financial Officer Jatin Dalal has been named as CFO at Cognizant Technology Solutions a week after his resignation from Wipro, where he spent over 2 decades. Dalal will take over the role from current CFO Jan Segmund in December, who is due to retire in early 2024. Adobe rolls out web version of Photoshop with AI tools. Photoshop for the web has been made available by Adobe to all customers with premium plans. The web version, which spent nearly 2 years in beta testing, is now accessible and includes Firefly-powered AI features like Generative Fill and Generative Expand. According to the company, the web toolbar's functions are built on workflows like reproducing an image or choosing an object. Users can delete Threads accounts without deleting their Instagram. Soon, users will be able to remove their account from Meta's Threads app without having any effect on their Instagram account. By December this year, the function is predicted to become available. Previously, users were forced to delete their Instagram account in order to delete their Threads account. Meta is also working on integrating Threads with the Fediverse. Google along with HP to manufacture Made in India Chromebooks. HP along with Google to manufacture Chromebooks in India in support of the government's Make in India initiative. The devices will be made at the Flex facility in Chennai, where HP has been producing laptops and desktops since August 2020. Beginning in October 2023, HP Chromebooks will be manufactured primarily to meet the demand for cost-effective PCs in the educational market. Eutelsat and OneWeb merged to create Geo LEO satellite space connectivity company. Eutelsat Communications SA has announced the completion of its all-share combination with OneWeb, the global low Earth orbit, that is LEO satellite communications network, following the approval of the ordinary and extraordinary general meeting of Eutelsat shareholders. The merged entity will have Bharti Enterprises as its largest shareholder with 21.2% share. The new entity will be the first Geo LEO integrated satellite group, transforming space communications and addressing the fast-growing connectivity market. That's all for now. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to VAR India magazine. You can download the VAR India app from Google Play Store and Apple App Store for more news and updates. Stay tuned. Thank you.